Welcome to Impact, bringing you global developments likely to affect Sri Lanka. This week we cover Russia and Ukraine port deal allows for grain exports. ADB cuts China's 2022 GDP growth forecast. Monkeypox spreads globally. EU supply chain laws challenge global businesses. Russia and Ukraine agreed to reopen Ukraine's Black Sea ports, allowing for its grain exports to resume. This also allows exports of grain and fertilizer from Russia, raising hopes that global food supply issues will ease. Impact on Sri Lanka. A mix of global and local issues pushed the country's food inflation to 80.1% in June, an all-time high. Any smoothening of global supply chains will help ease food prices. The Asian Development Bank cut China's GDP forecast for 2022 to 4% from 5%. The ADB is concerned about the country's zero-COVID approach and strict lockdowns, as well as impacts from its troubled property market. Impact on Sri Lanka. While Sri Lanka's exports to China are only about $300 million, a greater impact would be on the country's aid and investment. Sri Lanka recently asked China to help with trade, investment and tourism, and also provide $4 billion in emergency aid. The World Health Organization declared monkeypox a global health emergency, viewing it now as a significant threat requiring a coordinated international response. However, the WHO also stated the disease is unlikely to disrupt international trade or travel at present. Impact on Sri Lanka. The University of Sri Jayawardhanapura warned of a risk of monkeypox entering the country. With Europe having over 80% of all infections, a further spread could affect Sri Lanka's tourism industry, as about half of all arrivals are European. From January 2023, the EU's supply chain law on corporate accountability covering human rights and environmental protection takes effect. This covers all countries. In addition to SMEs' adherence, they are also to review their subcontractors' practices. Impact on Sri Lanka. Exports to the EU were $3 billion in 2021. Such laws would be challenging for domestic factories to enforce, as ensuring compliance of all parties leads to delays and costs. And that's a wrap for this week. Join us next time as we update you of global developments impacting Sri Lanka.